AHQ's basket here because they're up against Edward Gaming, who have been a very, very strong team overall. The ban's actually coming in really quickly for this one, so we'll go through them here as Alistair and Zillion banned out by AHQ. Fizz, the first one taken away here against westdoor, but he's been really going for that Twisted Fate, which is now banned.
And even though they've swapped sides here, these are the exact same bans that they had in the first matchup, which did not go AHQ's way.
Well, we'll see how it does go. There is the Maokai ban. That does mean Nidalee is
switches.
available if Prydz wants to go for it. It's a champion he has played. Or will it be a Z for westdoor? It is going to get locked in, so let's see if westdoor can pull any magic moves off this time around against you.
And this will, feed into one of AHQ's powerhouses. westdoor happy to be on that Z. It is a champion he can get solo kills with. It's a champion that if he does get a good lead, he can go split push with. So the makings of something here for AHQ.
Also his most played champion actually throughout the GPL season and playoffs, played it 7 times. On the other side, we are going to be seeing here Lucian and Kha'Zix being picked up for Edward Gaming. And slight change in this one. Let's not forget that it was actually Edward Gaming, it was you that played Zed in the last encounter that these two teams had. Finished with 8-1-7, a brilliant performance from him.
Yeah, that fateful Talon pick into the Zed matchup did not work out for westdoor last time.
Well, Naz locked in, the Lucian and the Thresh, of course. Janna still on the table, as is NaMei. We'll see. FZZF pulled off some magic with Janna last time around, and some truly remarkable skills. And Monsoon's blowing people backwards. Don't think we're going to see a Teemo. I think that's pretty much clear. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Janna alongside, but Lulu is being considered. Koro potentially, but I don't think so.
It is always a decent pick against Zed, just for the ultimate. Any target now can get double shielded, so they have a couple of extra defensive utility spells.
Yeah, only a 2 games played throughout LPL Summer and the playoffs for Koro on that Lulu, but as you mentioned here, protection against westdoor Zed seems to be the name of the game, and Janna going over to FZZF. We've seen some amazing Thresh plays from FZZF throughout this, but of course that was already taken by, funnily enough, GreenTea, who himself has been great with these champions with the hooks.
Yeah, let's talk about this bottom lane, because GreenTea finally gets his Thresh. This is one of the main champions for him. He's really, really strong on it, but he's going to be facing NaMei on Lucian. And this bottom lane from EDG is really, really scary. We've already seen the Lucian Janna used by multiple people to really great effect early on even.
Ooh, Kayle. We saw Kayle played in the top lane by Samsung White earlier in the tournament, yesterday I believe it was. And we are going to see it in the top lane up against the Lulu, so bit of a throwback really to like 4.12, I think that was.
Well, it's a good answer. Anytime there's Kha'Zix on the other team, you can get that shield as long as you're close enough to cast it.
We did see GarnetDevil already play a couple of Jinxes, both losses unfortunately for him. However, it was his big champion during the regular season with 12 games played and every single one of them won. Kayle also coming in for the top lane here for Prydz, another 100% record out of the main season for Prydz on Kayle. So going with comfort picks, we did see there Jayce, the final pickup here for you.
And this is something I'm really excited for. This was one of the regional differences that I was looking forward to coming to Worlds, because we saw it a lot in Asia, but not at all pretty much in North America. Only Prawley got it banned against him a couple times, never even got to play it. Jayce in the mid lane is very strong for poke compositions like this, but it takes a long time to pick up. So a lot of the teams coming over, I didn't think they would even be able to pick it up very quickly in boot camps. This is something that you has played, he has definitely practiced on it, and I'm excited to see, because Kha'Zix also works well in poke comps if he evolves his spike rack first. And they've got Lulu, Janna, plenty of disengage.
Yeah, you of course played it in the final match, which actually got them the #1 seed against the Starhorn Royal Club. So he's had victories on this one. We'll see how it works out for them. It is a big, big game for both of these teams, of course. EDG looking to try to qualify, but as our AHQ, they still could play spoiler and go 3-3 overall. Big task for them, though, absolutely. Edward Gaming, the #1 seed in China. They're going to be up against a fairly volatile crowd this time around, I think. This is the last chance, the last throw of the dice for a Taipei team.
And that's the hard thing here, is the fact that AHQ, after that win earlier on, they themselves no doubt pumped up. Yes, it was a much easier opponent as the results have already shown, but crowd behind them, confidence high, this is their best chance.
Yeah, it's a great way to start it off and come into a game like this where you have a lot of pressure on you.
Well, the teams are loading onto the Rift, so head over to Twitter and let us know who you think will win this game. Tweet us hashtag AHQ win or hashtag EDG win to @LOL Esports, and of course we'll see how you're calling this match shortly as we get underway. So, everyone is ready. Bit of a switcheroo with champions from the first time they played. We'll see how it plays out. AHQ starting out on the blue side. GreenTea got himself that Thresh. Worked so well for him earlier on in the tournament. Up against Edward Gaming, the #1 seed from the Chinese LPL as the red team.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that again because my eyes are definitely going to be on Naz with this Lee Sin and GreenTea with the Thresh. They are going to have to start getting some of those kills early on versus EDG team because the lineup they have is going to start taking towers quickly, and it's not going to stop taking towers. When this EDG team groups up ever, it is going to be really, really difficult to stop them from sieging at all.
So, early battle then here. What are we going to see go down? FZZF and GreenTea, big players on both of their sides. They've already proven so far this tournament that they can certainly do well and really boost their team's performances. Early wards coming down there, standard ones on the bottom side by the Tribush and in the Death Brush there from EDG. They are currently spread out pretty much entirely across the map, and EDG have got 4 wards down that are going to reveal everything if AHQ decide to come out of their jungle and try anything funky.
Looking towards Naz, it doesn't look like he wants to go for the invade. He is hanging around, but I don't think it's going to be a late invade from anyone. It will be standard lane matchup, and it will be GreenTea and GarnetDevil. We'll see how they do against this NaMei FZZF combo that has worked, but it's been slow to get going in the lanes, and that may play into AHQ favor. You got to feel in this matchup they have to steal a lead early on.
Well, yeah, for AHQ, I think that's definitely true. So we'll see if they can make that happen, as we said, with the Lee Sin. But man, this time around, talking about that bottom lane and how, you know, people have been saying they've started slowly, it's going to be completely different this time around. Because you have to look at the champion matchups. He's on Lucian this time around. This is one of the champions that NaMei really favored during the LPL season. And when he's got FZZF with the Janna, as we've seen, they don't hesitate to go in for those double tap harasses when he gets a shield on him.
So the early outcome of this lane, we'll see how much pressure here is on AHQ, because this is really all or nothing. You can almost forget what's happened in these last 3 days here when we come into our final day, because he's all pretty much relying on this game, and even then they're relying on Samsung White to do the business after in that matchup against Edward later on in the day. Is GreenTea going to step forward there?
Level 2.
The hook coming through, but it doesn't quite land.
Wow, level 2 rush right there, and EDG do not respect it. That cost NaMei his flash. I don't know, maybe Head not really in the game this time around. That was really easy to count that.
And you know, AHQ had kind of set that out from the very get-go, because GarnetDevil missed about 3 CS because he was so focused on, we need to harass early, we need to go for this one. And they should have just, you know, told that was coming. Instead, NaMei flashed down. We'll see how it progresses.
Yeah, you could see where NaMei's focus was. He was all about positioning around the minions to hit his Q onto GarnetDevil in the lane, and he just kind of lost count of the minions for experience, it looks like.
Really like this as well. Naz knowing now that NaMei's flash is down, coming through the lane once again on Lee Sin to try and get in there. I believe he has been spotted there. I think he crossed over into the second brush and will actually be just leaving that lane and recalling out. So looking for that gank with NaMei's flash down, but unable to open up any opportunities here for AHQ in this must-win match.
It did open an opportunity up in the top lane. ClearLove has snuck around unseen so far in that top lane, but problem is Prydz was forced back already by having a single trade with Korra, so he's back on towards his tower. It will have to be a very big dive for them. Back down this bottom lane, GreenTea looking to try and land the flay. The hook does not go through, hits the minion. NaMei safe once again. Very
important side bush ward control here from EDG. So even if GreenTea tries to throw it out from inside that bush, he will be seen.
Prydz actually getting a lot of pressure onto the slow, doesn't quite land there, and he will be able to walk off from this one. Those minions going down pretty quickly, and both Korra and ClearLove then getting themselves away Prydz not being forced to use his flash either, so that'll be a nice little bonus for him coming out of that one. But early pressure definitely in that lane is going over to Koro. We'll see if Naz comes up there to relieve some of that.
Yeah, Prydz quite happy to just slowly back off at that time around. Naz is close by, and ClearLove was backed off, so we'll see whether Naz manages to sneak around there. It's called good ward coverage. There's one in the tri-bush, so they will see him coming, and he's going to step away once again. You versus westdoor in this mid lane. It's actually you that is getting himself a fairly large advantage. He's putting a bit of poke on westdoor.
That harass, though, it just cost the early teleport here from Prydz. So the move from ClearLove delivered a lot more value to his team than the move from Naz down bottom.
We'll see if Koro actually decides to TP back in here. He's just recalled off, but seems like he's walking back up the lane. We'll see if he continues that with that wave coming in. Look at the minimap as well. Both junglers are now headed down towards this bottom side. Naz is going to be spotted. They may try and bait this one out and go for that fight.
Oh, they are. You can see they're purposely sticking around. Although Naz is not falling for it. He's stepping away. He's like, the Sonic's up here. The hook goes through an FZZF. The choppers go down as well. It hasn't quite been pulled into tower range, though, so they were safe once again. ClearLove still sticking around. They may go for the tower dive.
The patience
not
from
been spotted
ClearLove
there either.
Yeah, he's going to wait until they come out to meet the next minion wave. Will GreenTea face check here? Yep.
He's going to face check that one. There's the damage coming in. It's a flash. I don't think it's enough. Howling Gale left. Oh, and then he's in absolute to the tower, though. They get a kill back. That one goes over to GreenTea. Last ticks of the night combined with the tower damage as well. And they go 1-for-1 down bottom.
Great presence of mind to hit the flay, but the first blood money did go over to EDG, and that is going to be a big boon for ClearLove. Getting Kha'Zix ahead early is very important for them.
Does mean that they can't immediately turn and go towards that dragon, though, so it delays things a brief moment. GarnetDevil, NaMei sticking around, going to trade with him, and it's a good trade indeed. All going his way, not a single hit landing on NaMei. GarnetDevil actually turned around and hit the minion.
So, almost 7 minutes into this game. It's a 400 gold lead for EDG. There's the vote from you guys at home as well. Very close as Prydz putting down some pressure again onto Koro, but 57-43, just a little swing there, I think, after that first blood came over towards Edward.
Look at this early roaming in here from EDG. It's the jungler and support combo. They get caught.
They're going on ClearLove. He will go down. That's a clean kill for AHQ, and that lights up the crowd.
They had zero backing from you. Where was the pressure from Jayce? Full health, full mana Jayce at mid lane, and it's the support and jungler inside invading by themselves. Jungle invading is 100% a team activity, and there was only half a team there.
Bad news possibly here for EDG. We've seen it so many times from them, though, that they've been slow starters, and as the game goes on, they'll start to become a lot stronger, and that's exactly why we're pointing at AHQ and saying you have to win the early game.
This is actually just what happened against Dark Passage. EDG, when people were giving them flack for struggling in the early game versus Dark Passage, it was when they invaded and they got caught invading early. Once again, looks like they haven't learned their lesson. This does not bode well for later in the day either.
Void Smokes evolved by ClearLove in the jungle there. GarnetDevil and GreenTea pressuring back down on this bottom lane. They are behind in terms of farm, but not too far. NaMei keeping that pressure down. westdoor doesn't get caught by the shock blast. And look at this, invading once again. ClearLove coming around, is spotted of course. That ward getting cleared out, but it does mean that that red buff is going to be contested.
This time around, a much better invade because they've coordinated it. Jayce is shoved up, bottom lane is shoved up. They actually have the team this time, and they've timed the red buff. Very well done. They quickly fixed their mistake.
Really nice pick up there from ClearLove just moments after going down in that exact area of the jungle. And we did see actually GarnetDevil and GreenTea back away to do their golems, but heavily outnumbered inside of their own jungle means that they can't contest and try and hold on to that red buff. This bottom lane, as you said before, Demon, NaMei has himself a 10 CS lead at this point. Both of them actually with those BF swords in that lane. So we'll see how that one develops. westdoor's actually just tried to go towards top, but goes straight over the top of a pink wall.
Yeah, so actually let's talk about this matchup in the mid lane because it has changed quite a bit. The little change to Zed that really started his resurgence, where the shadow is placed where he casts from rather than right next to the guy, actually hurts him a little bit in the Jayce matchup, because the good thing about Zed versus Jayce used to be that when you ult him, your shadow's gonna be right behind him, so if he knocks you back, you can just pop right back your shadow and continue on and kill him. But now, Jayce can actually knock you away, and you have to use your W shadow or something else to gain that distance.
Fast claps from EDG starting to form there. AHQ do back out. They realize that Naz was down in the bottom. You can see ClearLove is still sticking nearby. They may well find him. Naz lands that kick onto ClearLove. They protect the pink ward. That's what it's all about. Fight for that pink. Keep it alive, and they're not backing down on this one. They want to keep it active, and Naz does manage to hold them off. Prydz is looking to make a move. We'll see whether he heads down. It's simply going to clear the pink himself, so that denies a fair bit of vision from Koro. That was the only ward he had placed up there, and he immediately reacts himself with a ward of his own.
Yeah, clearing out the pink wards is going to be key here for AHQ, because they want to take advantage of the potential for westdoor's roaming here. You, as we have already seen, doesn't move around the map quite as much as a lot of other mid laners. If they can get westdoor some of those roaming kills, then that's exactly the lead that they need. However, Yu does move down to the dragon. They make a team call, vision controlled, and they're going to grab it.
Yeah, Zed coming into this one. He's too late, though. That dragon going down far too quickly for him. They put a ward in the back of the pit, and that at least gives them the timer on that one, but it gives EDG now 1,000 gold leaders. Once again, Prydz on this top side of the map, really trying to harass Koro.
Whoa.
There's a wild growth coming out. Was it a little bit premature? I think so, possibly. There's no one really around, and Zed, I think, he's seen an opportunity maybe to go for Koro.
He's definitely vulnerable now. You can tell they made the call. He's like, hey, this Lulu just popped his ulti for no reason. westdoor is thinking about heading up through that lane, does decide to cancel and stick with this wave, because one thing that Yu does do is constantly keep up the pressure in mid, shoving waves as quickly as he can. And he's got that tier, so really that's what he just wants to keep doing, spamming abilities to shove in this lane.
And you got to wonder when you do see him play like that, when you see someone using that ultimate so early on, nerves must be a big, big deal on them to make them make potential sloppy mistakes. Of course, they did mention earlier on that they've both cleared out all ward coverage. There's no coverage in the top there, so he could have thought that Naz was coming out on the side there, maybe making a play. But speaking of plays, it's EDG once again moving in this time around and take control of that red jungle.
They really take that support jungle roam seriously here. Both guys, again, together, holding hands on the invade. Yu comes down for support this time, so they know they are secure, and those were safe, deep wards they got. Also, that pink ward, I love that tiny bush there in the back of the red jungle where they placed that one deeply. That should last a very long time in this game. It's very rare to actually check that bush in your own jungle.
Little spot of Naz there by Koro as he went down towards the AHQ blue buff, and Naz then going off, clearing a pink. GreenTea will spot another one of his own. Deep ward there underneath the red buff, taken away nicely. Let's have a look down some CS totals. Top lane is actually bang even pretty much. Mid lane slightly different on that front though, with Jayce still having a lead, and that continues in the bottom lane as well, with NaMei having a solid lead. But here comes Naz towards top.
His ult is back up though.
And it's just a catch on towards him. Koro's taking very low from this one. Prydz will come in. Naz finishes him off. And now there's a tower opportunity for AHQ. EDG looking to try and create a play of this one. They're looking where they can cloud, but there's nothing to be gained.
Well, that Wraith Camp has been ClearLove's Wraith Camp this game. He's gotten it several times. However, because EDG were so good at getting the dragon previously, the answer's not there. Usually when the jungler commits up there right now, they would answer. But yeah, no objective besides that big Wraith for them to take, and a huge win there for AHQ. Good move up top from Naz.
Big blast already earlier from on towards westdoor, and actually he decided then that he can't really stick around. Prydz in the meantime does take the first turret of this game down, so AHQ bringing the gold back. It swung a fair few times during these early stages, and currently it's AHQ that have a very slight lead. It's probably around 75 at this point in the way that one is swinging over. Dragon will be up in a fairly short amount of time. We'll see what plays are made then with that one in mind. GarnetDevil spent a lot of time on his own down in this bottom lane, as has NaMei. Those two just trying to farm up as much as possible. You see the disparity. Yes, the ingredients of that Infinity Edge are there for GarnetDevil, but NaMei's already got his in that lane.
That's true. NaMei has completed his Infinity Edge, which is a pretty big boost for him, especially with Lucian. But I do have to also commend AHQ on their defensive warding here. They've got a very nice pink ward line all the way across the map. And up in the top lane, where Prydz is taking down that turret, they have extra vision.
Well, EDG, slow start once again, equal on gold. 15 minutes into this matchup versus AHQ. AHQ, of course, can still qualify through the groups. It would be a 3-3, and it does also require not only a victory on EDG, but Samsung White to also take a victory off EDG. So
and then the tiebreaker.
And then the tiebreaker. Yeah, there's a lot to play for, that's for sure. A lot of potentials, but at the moment, not looking too bad.
For AHQ, yeah, they are doing very well here in the beginning. westdoor trying to bait in a little bit here. If you decide to go melee form, then Nas would jump on him. But really the call should be focus on the point where they have power. The bottom lane is not that for AHQ. It's the top side of the map. They've got the turret down. They have the vision. Once again, Nas returns.
Oh, Koro here does have his flash available, and he's going to be forced to use it there, but was kicked towards the wall. Nas going to get the slow. There is the wild growth, though. He knocks Nas up, and Koro will stay safe, but a lot of pressure trying to get Prydz going on this top side of the map. Down the bottom, you have to feel it's just a matter of time until that turret goes down. NaMei's been pushing it a lot, and actually we're going to be seeing Kha'Zix coming down there as well. This is going to be the first turret for EDG.
Yeah, both junglers making the right calls here. They work off the side of the map where they have the stronger lane. ClearLove heads down bottom to support NaMei and FZZF in their push. They've got full control of the jungle as far as warding is going. So EDG basically control bottom side of the map, while AHQ have top side of the map. That is bad for AHQ because Dragon's coming up in 20 seconds, and they don't want to sort of give away the second one because the game is still very much even right here. If you give it away for free as they give away the first one, then now we all know what EDG do from this point on.
westdoor's taking a lot of punishment in that mid lane right now. Yu is landing every one of those shock blasts. Now's this time around taking his raid camp, not letting ClearLove take it. ClearLove is just off the side. The dragon has spawned. We'll see who makes the play. AHQ get vision of it this time around. Maybe the first one they want to contest.
And we may see some of this poke in action from EDG. They've got the Jayce coming down. Kha'Zix does have his evolved spike rack. But GreenTea and Nas just looking for his cheeky steal.
Yeah.
Now, that's always cool when you see it happen, though. The Lee Sin pop in and take the lantern out, not having to blow any summoners. They didn't even go for it, though. And now look at this rotation mid. Dragon into a turret. This is pretty much EDG collecting whatever gold they desire.
Yeah, nobody home in that mid lane for AHQ. The other two guys looking at the back of Dragon. We've seen westdoor actually recalling, and that is a little bit of a disaster actually for AHQ. Losing Dragon, losing that mid turret. Prydz once again is going to try and force Koro back out of lane, but as per usual, pretty much with the quick cooldowns on that wild growth, they are able to, is just able to stay safe. NaMei and FZZF now have switched to top side after taking that bottom turret.
Yeah, pretty calm game here for EDG now. They checked everything off of their checklist. Dragon was first up, swinged over, get that mid turret. Now we've got almost all outer turrets, get everybody top here, and shove that one in. The outer ring goes down. That's going to open up the entire map.
Oh, they're trying to defend this top one, though. I'm not sure they have enough. They will keep NaMei at bay right now. But
ooh, Zed is in trouble here too.
westdoor's going to get focused on. You can see Jayce coming around the backside in the form of Yu. Koro comes down. He's going to catch the Mega Blast. He will try and turn around.
What? Oh, the teleport.
The teleport comes from Prydz, and they just wisely back away. It's a tricky 2v2. Will they go for it?
Oh, there's a hook here as well. He lands onto NaMei, boxes down. NaMei uses an instant flash. He's going to put the damage back towards Misty. Holy Kayle comes in, but here comes Nas. He misses the Q. Would have possibly followed through. ClearLove was coming in as well. And funnily enough, so much burnt, but it goes back to how it was before that happened.
Yeah, bold play by GreenTea there, but that is going to cost them top turret. He took so much damage, and it might even cost them pressure on mid here. You constantly shoving that mid lane in.
Pressure across the map, and EDG turning the screws right now. Blue buff was actually secured by Naz. He made sure he locked that one away and didn't get stolen away by EDG. So that's not going to be in the hands of westdoor. westdoor trying to get a split push off, but the moment he started it, it collapsed on him, and it pulled out the teleport from Prydz. So EDG started to make plays now. It's always the case, the lane phase doesn't quite go their way, but as soon as they group up, they really know how to play teams across the map.
And this is getting scary because we talked about the amount of poke this team can throw out, EDG. They've already got the outer ring of turrets down, so it's pretty easy for them to siege up. And Yu has ridiculous power right now. His tier is almost fully stacked. It only needs about 150 more, and he's already got the armor penetration, both flat and percentage armor penetration. He can just spam Shock Blast after Shock Blast.
Bit of credit here to westdoor managing to claw that CS deficit from earlier back. But what will that actually bring me? He went Moby Boots here, just trying to make sure that he can scoot around that map quick enough to actually get involved and get those other lanes going. Also to move into a split push position. We saw him down the bottom trying that a little bit earlier on. If you look down some of the items that have been complete elsewhere on the map, Nash's tooth for Prydz is done. EDG actually going to be grouping up. I like the fact that, oh, westdoor jumps away. I like the fact that there's a lot of wards down from AHQ on this top side of the map, so trying to at least keep some control over their jungle, which you just quite frankly have to do once that outer ring of turrets goes down.
Their defensive warding has been nice, but this EDG team isn't about taking over your jungle. This EDG team is about taking all of your structures, and they've already got the outer ring down, as we said. Now they're grouping up mid here. Let's see, it looks like they want to retain control of the red side jungle. Still close to that mid game. They want to prep even for the third dragon.
One thing is for sure, they really want to armor shred. There you go. Shock Blast landing on 3 members. Triple Brutalizer being picked up. EDG across the board. Soul Stealer also, of course, by FZZF once again. And Koro got himself the Sheen as well, so we'll see if that's going to be a Lich Bane. It looks like it may well be in that top lane. So they are all about taking these turrets down. And they will take them very, very quickly. AHQ, they're going to defend it for now, but this is going to be a slow, grinding battle, I feel, that EDG will win.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, it would have to be some very, very good Lee Sin mechanics and protected by a Kayle ultimate to really create something here. It's going to be so hard to get in there, though. We've seen time and time again how annoying Janna is for any team that's trying to initiate on you. And they just siege right back up. No tower hits, though.
No.
Not risking getting in range.
Keeping them away there. Those chompers offering a bit of protection. It'll make it a lot easier for Nas to get in there if you accidentally step on one of those. EDG have 4 pink wards, by the way, on the bottom river. They have complete control of that. It's less than a minute for the dragon to come up. EDG, of course, have taken both of them so far. We'll see if they can hold on to the next one. AHQ actually switched the vision towards the bottom side of the map, so as you said before, expensive wards, but what's it gonna do?
That's why they backed off. Not only did they have wards seeing Nas come around for the flank and they didn't want to risk it, but Jayce just purchased his Manamune, instantly turns into Muramana. As we said, the tier was already stacked up. That's been his main focus. He's been just laning and spamming his spells. Now, here is the ridiculous Jayce power spike. Instant Muramana. That's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, the Ghost Blade also picked up by NaMei, who actually just used it to clear the wave, I think, down the bottom there. They're going to come around. Dragon spawns in 8 seconds' time, and Edward Gaming are in perfect position. It will possibly give up the top tower, though. We can see the split push from westdoor. That's going to get headed off by Koro. We'll see whether he can hold him at bay.
Yeah, exactly. westdoor going for that split push. As we said, that was going to be one of the hopes for AHQ. He gets it into the turret, but Koro has teleport. westdoor does not have teleport, and he doesn't have kill pressure under the turret, so it's kind of a stalemate here. If Koro just sits there and wave clears at the turret, then the rest of the squad here for EDG can keep up the pressure.
So things settle down after that dragon. I mean, look at the minimap, lots of wards again down on that bottom side from both teams. So each have got their fair share of deeper wards on this bottom side, and surely now going to be about starting the siege on these inner turrets. Actually, a lot of wards going down on the Baron area as well now from AHQ. Let's see if they can hold on to that. It's westdoor that's trying to harass somewhat. Naz is there as well. But it seems for now that EDG quite happy to sit around that area, clear out what vision was placed by AHQ, and somewhat guessing in these next moments, and surely the time now for EDG to start moving towards these towers and getting that siege down.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing for AHQ is that EDG don't have a tremendous amount of pick potential. They don't have, you know, hard CC to lock somebody down. And AHQ, as long as they play safe and they just try and wave clear here, they can soak up some extra gold, try and wait it out for a little bit.
They're doing a very good job at just keeping those waves out. You can see, obviously, Renown's Hurricane being picked up by Prydz shortly, so they're just going to keep sure they can keep pushing them out there. westdoor doing the exact same in the top lane. I just question whether it's a case of when one of these get caught out, though. I'm not too sure how it's going to work out. We can see again, Koro is going to back off. That's going to leave Prydz all the time in the world to just shove that wave back up towards them, and it's buying AHQ time, but is that what they need? Is that going to work out? EDG are just getting more and more ammunition as they build up their items.
Yep, we've seen time and time again what EDG will do towards the late game. So they're very calm and confident right now.
Yeah, and that's a big sign of a team to be so almost conservative in their late game in their early game power, and say, you know, we know that this is not the strongest point of the game to us. We already saw Dark Passage having a good start. AHQ have had a good start against them, but up until now, it's only been Samsung White that have been able to match them later on.
And a big part of why they are so calm right now is because Zed here, westdoor, the star player of AHQ, it's very difficult for Zed to do anything against this EDG team. Towards the mid and late game, when we get to these team fights, Zed, it's very hard for him to go in there and assassinate anybody. They've got Lulu and Janna, so much disengage, and the polymorph is a really, really big asset to have against him as well. On top of that, you also brought exhaust, so they have 2 exhausts here.
Keeping the ward coverage cleared, denying any vision from AHQ. AHQ desperately trying to keep hold of their own jungle. Prydz may well go head-to-head with Koro. They're very close down the bottom instead. No, it's just going to be another wave clear. We'll see how they progress, but you can see GarnetDevil just switches to those rockets, clears the wave in 2 shots with that static Jiv now on him.
We get to see the revival of the Renown's Hurricane, Kayle.
Yeah.
So a possible 1-3-1 from AHQ. If they do that, though, the 3 in the middle would be hard-pressed.
Yeah, gonna get poked down for a start, and I don't think EDG would have too many problems with the fact that it's got a lot of protection in there. Just kill them off and keep pushing through. You see those shock blasts doing good amounts of damage.
Vision control around that Baron is a little bit missing right there. That 1 ward just out of range. Didn't quite see him sneak in. I think there was a ping, but it's way too late.
That's going to be Baron, easily secured by EDG. That's why they swept the vision. That's why they kept it away. And now westdoor's in all sorts of trouble. He's out of position here. Can FZZF catch on towards him? Tries to speed himself up. The Howling Gale needs to stop him. It's not going to be enough. Flash was burnt by westdoor, but he gets away safe.
All right, control the map long enough, and that's what you gain. EDG extremely calm, as we said. Just goes back to clear this out. They are really, really going to fill up the bank here. Everybody goes back to buy. And then we will finally see the second stage of the siege, I guess.
Yeah, this is not looking good for AHQ. We see there the 3rd last whisper of the team picked up for EDG. NaMei, after clearing that top wave, will pick his up. There's 1 on you, there's 1 on ClearLove as well, and damage going to be pretty hard to defend against. Funnily enough, there's not even that much armor over on the other side either.
Yeah, and even if there is, there's plenty of
penetration. But there won't be afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty much all those guys getting really close to true damage here. And you can, the reason why, by the way, AHQ didn't go and face check that, they're facing all of this ridiculous long-range poke, all these skill shots that are very, very scary if you go through any of those corridors leading over to Baron. No vision means there's no way AHQ was going to go check that, so they had to give it up, and now they are surrounded inside their base. Let's see if EDG actually decide to just crack the inhibitor line or if they clean up outer turrets first. Usually they're fairly safe about it, but Baron buff going to give them confidence. They're just going to use the shields to get small pieces out of this turret.
Well, minion wave comes in. We'll see if they get any hits. Going to delay. Doesn't catch on. NaMei tries to get the cooling down. That's a lot of damage on GarnetDevil there. He's going to be forced back, and that's going to buy EDG a gigantic window to get in. Just chunk down this turret. AHQ helpless right now.
Poke, 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 poke. Everybody's got some, and everybody's dishing it out.
And being defended there, as you see, as soon as the turret hit goes flying towards someone, there's a shield from Janna, there's a shield from Lulu to come in there and prevent all that damage being done. Look at NaMei, goes in, dashes back out, doesn't really lose much health from it. There is GreenTea stepping forward, they've gone for ClearLove, this may be the chance. Wild Growth comes in, the intervention was used by Prydz on himself, Monsoon by FZZF just to top everyone up. Will EDG turn and try and push this one back? It's a good try, and that's really the only hope you feel for AHQ to land a hook and just get in there.
Yeah, and we saw how hard it's going to be for them to actually capitalize on it. Lulu ultimate, Janna ultimate, polymorph. They did get one flash, though, off of you. Two flashes off of Coral, too.
Lots burnt out. GreenTea hopped in the air by the Howling Gale. Gets away this time, but only for a moment. And the rest of EDG continue to press on. Prydz, double combo from you and NaMei almost drops him where he stands. ClearLove takes a couple of hits. Howling Gale comes through again. Just a few more hits required. But I tell you what, AHQ, they're defending well. Can they hold out this Baron buff?
Well, they almost did. Baron buff ticking down here. They've got another probably 30 seconds or so left on it, maybe 20.
Poke is just so devastating right now. They've managed to keep that tower alive, but the way it's going, you just feel that is a matter of time there. Is NaMei once again stepping forward, double shielded up, and doesn't lose health.
Yep, they could just keep on doing it. Slowly poke it down. A couple of double taps more onto that turret.
Moment. Nas, he tries to go for the flank, but instead he's been caught out. Gets around the side and just about safeguards the duty. That is nicely worked. That's bought them time. Can they hold on this turret though? You can see EDG reinforce their efforts. They want to get in there. Again, dead centers just flashes by. GreenTea doesn't land it. EDG step forward. They're finally going to go for it. They get the tower down and they back away. Mega Inferno Rocket does not find his target. Doesn't have enough damage. And EDG back away, but AHQ, every single member catching the Howling Gale.
Too much disengage here from EDG, and EDG barely mission accomplished just at the last second there. Baron runs out, they run off with the Mega Inferno Rocket right behind them. See if AHQ can answer, because they stood up to that siege for a very, very long time. They want to try and answer here. Outer turret under fire.
Oh, they need to be still careful here. There's a lot of damage to come back, but they do get their third turret of the game.
Oh, GreenTea with the troll. Just out of range, and Prydz is left standing.
Poor guy. I know he's feeling. I know the feeling, being left silent by your colleagues and teammates. Nothing new.
Don't worry, Joe. I'm here with you this time.
Exactly. I'm not sure we'll be able to silence you. That's for sure. EDG able to take themselves a dragon here. 32.5 minutes in. Had all 4 dragons. The single Baron goes their way. There's another Baron coming up in less than 2 minutes' time. And the patient way that EDG have been playing this later game would, I think, indicate that they're going to be once again waiting to make that Baron move.
Yeah. So here's the thing. When I was researching today on our last match of the day, which will be EDG versus White, I went all the way back to the beginning of the World's group stages, and I dug up an interview from one of the Chinese websites that actually got translated on Reddit. I don't know really why it didn't get upvoted more, but there were some interesting questions that they posed to both ClearLove and NaMei. And they talked about, how disappointed they were with their play in that game, but also that they believe in their style. And they're not going to change their style of this team fight oriented, very precise late game squad that they're going to run. And this just shows. This is sort of their first game of the day. They're staying calm. Coral here though. He might not stay calm. westdoor going for it.
He's going to go in. Now the question is, I don't think he's got the damage to finish him off. He definitely does. That opens up a big window. But EDG, they may well react by trying to push down the middle. They have to respect AHQ here though. They're fast pushing down the bottom lane.
All right, they got the kill and they got the momentum here. They've got numbers.
Jayce has been stopped there as well. I think the minions prevented him from recalling. AHQ here putting down damage on towards that inhibitor turret. In the end, forced to back away, and now ClearLove is flanking around the side. There is a big culling coming out of NaMei. We'll get another man low. Will they keep chasing this one? The
Somebody's got the bed. You're going to get an inhibitor.
Jayce is going through. GreenTea is taking down NaMei. Super Mega Death Rocket comes through.
They've got to hold off here. EDG, they're still pushing. You can see Yu, he's going to take down the inhibitor. AHQ have to get something off this one. You can see Koro back in 2 seconds. There he is, he's spawned. They still need the minion wave to push in though. And these Howling Gales are causing all sorts of problems for them.
westdoor's been forced back for, oh, they got a kick.
They got the kick and Koro being focused by GarnetDevil. Monsu comes in. GarnetDevil's going to go down though here. No, last second intervention keeps him alive. Jayce has been forced out of the base. ClearLove with Wild Growth on, chasing through as well. Can he get another one off here onto Naz? They're going to keep going. And look at Jayce. He's going to come down river.
Oh, he's going to head him off.
The focus wasn't there right now. EDG, GreenTea, sacrificial lamb, splits off to the side though, but they're going to keep chasing. They're going to have the shockwave. Catches on towards them. Can they hit the hammer down? Instead, you see GarnetDevil trying to turn this one around. The Howling Gales from FZZF not going to be enough. And what an exchange. Gentlemen, the rocket! Oh, FZZF steps it out like a true support. Blocks it for Koro.
Woo. Does take the hit there. And westdoor does not decide to go in to chase 1 versus 4 for any assassination attempt. So that will be an end to the excitement. Nice little run from AHQ, honestly. We were looking for them to get the picks on the side lane. They got one, and it did earn them 1 turret as well.
Bit of a crazy one there for a few moments. AHQ 5-2 up in kills. And 5-2 really are not a high-scoring kill game. But look at this, that Baron, of course, coming back up. It's EDG that have had the control of that so far. But AHQ showing that they're not scared of making a few moves here. EDG, though, are going to have the vision of that one. We see Prydz going down bottom, but teleport is up for him.
We also have an Ardent Sensor here at Worlds. FZZF is going to grab that one so that, I guess, every time they get the shields and try and poke down one of the turrets, going to increase that attack speed a little bit for bigger chunks out of the turret. And when he pulls that Monsoon, he will increase everybody on the team's attack speed, so that may help with Baron here. He's got some shields up.
Whoa, that's fast. That's a very fast Baron. AHQ way too slow to the party there. And they did teleport down, but it's just not even close enough. And AHQ, they're back to being sieged. And EDG, they're not going to back away. There's no tower to slow them down. They can keep pushing.
Yeah, Koro right now does have teleport, so he can go clear this really easily and then join the team if they decide to keep up this siege down here. Also, with the Mercurial Scimitar pickup by Yu, it really takes away all of the threat of westdoor going to 1 versus 1 him. Not only can he knock him back now, but he can also cleanse off that death mark. And even though westdoor does have a GA, Yu would be a very, very scary opponent to go 1 versus 1 with right now.
Can they hold on? EDG with that last Baron definitely took their time. Super patient play, which eventually rewarded them with an inhibitor turret. And of course the inhibitor afterwards, but that wasn't really from that play. That was simple positioning as AHQ were rushing up that bottom lane. And you would push straight down the middle. We'll see now how that impacts this one moving forward. It's not a massive gold lead. Yes, there's certainly a significant one, but not something I think that AHQ can't come back from at this stage. You see their inventory there full with a lot of pink walls. Want to make sure that they keep vision up wherever possible. They still have quite a lot on this top side of their own jungle, couple down on the bottom side as well, but EDG have forced this wave in on the top side of the map. Prydz has actually come quite far out here to try and get rid of that one. He's doing some good damage back there to ClearLove.
Yeah, he certainly forced him under pressure, put a little bit down in towards him, but that tower, look how fast it falls.
That's over 1,000 health and shields right there on NaMei with Bloodthirster plus Lulu and Janna.
Massive coverage from them. AHQ holding off once again. Death Sentence not landing in this top lane turret. It's going to be backed off right now. They're thinking, why do we go for this exposed inhibitor in the mid lane? It would make a hell of a lot more sense. They've realized it themselves as they rotate around. The target's possibilities for westdoor are getting slimmer and slimmer with that Zhonya's. And of course, Mercurial, as you mentioned, so there's no longer the possibility to go for the pop on Koro like he got before. And I'm not sure they can hold this one. I think they need to give up this inhib, just think better of it, but they are trying desperately to force them away.
More shot blast coming in. Howling Gale has to be walked away from. Poke, you see it there, landing onto GarnetDevil at the back. GreenTea taking a bit of a blast as well, and there is that inhibitor going down once again in favor of EDG. The bottom is pushing in their favor as well, so only a matter of time until they head on towards that bottom side to clear it out. They're actually going to push the top wave through as well.
Clever play. I mean, every lane pushed, really. There's no way around this one for AHQ. They're just going to get forced down all 3 lanes in just a matter of moments, and EDG is playing this one by the numbers.
I mean, they've got both exhausts up, they have all spells up, almost all flashes up. So it will be really hard for AHQ to engage this, even if they get somebody around to flank. If Nas even can get a kick off, very, very difficult. It's going to have to be good hook and good kick comboed onto one target here.
Yeah, and westdoor's options have become a little limited because of the fact that the Zhonya's is now in there for Koro, because of that scimitar to get rid of the death mark for you as well. I mean, it's obvious that the AD carry is the juicy target there for NaMei.
That culling on the turret, man. Oh.
It's Naz. He just ate the whole chunk of it. That's going to force him back to Fountain. That turret now down to half hit points. While this is all happening, Koro's just continuing to feed the super minions on towards the Nexus turret, which is what's pulling Prydz's attention. He's not there to clear the waves with that Hurricane. Still yet to complete that 3rd item. Split across towards the Zhonya's. Yet to complete that one right now. So AHQ, they are hanging on for dear life. The Baron has worn off of EDG. But it doesn't matter. They've got everything in their pocket, really, to just keep the siege going.
The amount of health they can get from shields. Koro's got his Lich Bane really early on. He rushed it 2nd item, I believe. So him plus NaMei just going up with any small window, taking large chunks out of the turret.
They're still holding on, though. Gotta give it credit here. They're not gonna roll over on this one. GarnetDevil, though, taking a big hit from the culling. NaMei steps forward. Oh, it's been up, though, into the box. Deathmark's going down. They're gonna get the kill. This could be it for HQ.
They're gonna go on towards FZZF. westdoor gets himself a second. You, the next focus. He gets dropped down. AHQ are just ripping through EDG here. ClearLove tries to turn around. The gun shield is not enough. He's gonna jump. He wants to go for the minions instead. Look at the Nexus turrets. Koro's taking down one. You can see Prydz come around the side. They're trying to lock him off. He needs to keep the minions at bay. And EDG playing smart despite being caught out. They turn their attention back to the turrets.
They finally pull the trigger and they get the primary target. Beautiful job dumping all of the damage into NaMei as soon as they got him locked down.
And this could still be a little bit dangerous here. Koro inside of the brush. Go for it, Prydz. No, it's not going to work for it. But they're going to take an inner turret here. Are they going to be able to go further? They've got Jinx who destroys those turrets. Problem is now westdoor is joining in as well. There are 2 men up for EDG. There is FZZF. NaMei is coming up and you won't be far behind him. So those 3 kills coming in, and that is the glimmer of hope that AHQ have been looking for. They see that they can do it. But can they do it again? What they need to do.
Again.
I think one more big one, if they can get 4 men down, and if they're, or even 3 if it's the right 3, they could still push back hard.
The problem is that they still have this inhibitor down, so mid lane's going to be shoving to give EDG more pressure, and Baron is coming back up in 30 seconds. So all that EDG have to do is, once again, clear out this river, sweep Baron, and then force AHQ to come down these corridors where they can funnel their poke into. If HQ come through the jungle, it's going to be very hard for them to get around the damage from EDG, and they are just going to bait this Baron once again. Let's see how well they check these bushes. They've got a lantern.
Oh, GreenTea, well, he takes the whole
really early Lulu
damage. That is not enough from EDG, and that's going to force them away from the Baron pit area. We can see AHQ, they're trying to shove up the mid lane. Not sure this is the right choice. They should have possibly taken the opportunity to get in and sweep those wards out, but instead they're going to try and push, and they're forcing EDG's hand here. The siege comp doesn't work so well when being pushed.
And they've done well there. They've managed to force him away from Baron. They had to loop around that top side. Now it's going to go over the top of the Baron pit, but there's already the recall.
Oh, look at
from
this.
Thresh in the mid lane. If they spot this, this could be real bad news.
Oh.
Don't think they did spot that one, so they still might be a little bit scared of that one. In fact, Yu is going down for the blue buff. Prydz needs to be careful there on that bottom lane.
Yeah, but Coral just got away in that bush again. Oops, they stepped out for a second. AHQ were able to take that small opening, though, to get another ward back inside of Baron. Never mind, ClearLove just cleared it out.
So, tricky play here, and EDG once again wavering in their play, despite having a gigantic advantage, slowly clawing their way out. And NaMei, you know, we were drawing question marks towards him. 0-2-1 this far in. He gets
he got it again! This is real bad news once again, but where's the backup? The monsoon comes out! Westdoor! Here comes Westdoor! His GA will get bumped, and NaMei is down and out! Yu is down! 3 men are dead here! They can take Baron, or they can say, screw the Baron, let's go for the win!
They're gonna go right up that mid lane, Joe. They want to answer the inhibitor. Let's see if they can do it. 5 members shoving it on the turret.
What the hell is happening here, ladies and gentlemen? AHQ are turning this game on its head. They're pushing straight through. They're not enough. The shields are there. They take down 1 inhibitor turret, but the question is, can they keep pushing? There's 40 seconds of the death timers here. This crowd is lighting up and ready.
They're gonna force a tiebreaker
to take a victory.
Oh my god, Prydz is going low here, but he himself has got a Guardian Angel. Nexus story number 1 goes down. Death mark on Sakura. He will use the wild growth. They gotta take down these Nexus stories. Still 20 seconds to the rest.
Oh.
FZZF takes a burst. Koro is still in there.
Oh no!
On the Nexus. Nexus gotta finish it. They're managing to do it.
Oh my god!
Edward David. Can you believe it? Insane scenes here in Taipei. Wow!
When a poke comp falls, it falls hard.
Holy cow!
Another amazing GreenTea hook onto NaMei. They get the primary target. westdoor charges in to finish him off, and his GA allows them to clean up the entire game off of it.
The number 1 seed from China falls to the number 2 seed of the Garena Premier League. We questioned their abilities earlier on, and now they face the possibility, and it's still a tough one, but it is entirely now possible.
And hey, everyone was writing them off as an early game only team.
They have to beat Samsung White, or they go through to another tiebreaker versus AHQ.
Exactly. And the win here from AHQ, they did it in the late game. Everyone was writing them off as that early game team. But when it counted, they pulled the trigger, and they came up with the clutch plays. It's all about the shot at the buzzer. They were forced with their backs against the walls. Inhibitors down. Second inhibitor turret almost about to go down, and they came up with the huge plays.
I'm still mind-boggled. I'm still shaking from that. Absolutely insane stuff here. And to lose like that for EDG, who they were playing things calm. They, sat so long sieging down these turrets. AHQ held them off with that middle lane who'd gone. They pushed back in the bottom lane. They made plays in this one. And you have to feel that this is also going to knock EDG down. They've got to play Samsung White of all teams to prevent that tiebreaker.
This is definitely going to shake EDG. We saw signs in the early game of them just maybe some thoughtless plays. Their heads maybe not entirely in this game. The analyst desk talked about it. Maybe they were overlooking this game, looking ahead too far. And now that the pressure is on for Samsung White, they really are going to have to come up and perform very big at the end of the day today.